Tabasco Ale Company. I do not like that.
Good morning to Central Texas. Thank you so much for starting off with us here on Texas Today.
Yeah, that's right. Here are the stories we are working on today. The death toll rises to over 100 in the deadly Central Texas flood aftermath.
I need to tell my community and those families who are waiting, this will be a rough week.
The latest on recovery efforts as dozens of people who disappeared after floods remain missing this morning.
Plus, Texans rallying to help their own.
Just to know that your daughter's not coming home, we knew we had to help. We knew we had to do something.
How you can make a difference for families devastated by these deadly floods and help them start to rebuild their lives.
I'm Texas Today reporter Brandon Coe with how a Waco business and nonprofit are teaming up to help flood survivors.
Rain chances are still in our forecast. I'll have more details on what to expect for the rest of your work week.
Plus, the latest on a daring rescue in floodwaters in McGregor. What we are learning this morning.
And we are hearing from the National Weather Service about cuts to its organization.
That's 600 less people working to help keep you safe every day.
What we know this morning about National Weather Service staffing the day the floods happened. Live from the 6 News studios and streaming for free on KCEN 6 Plus.
You're up with Texas Today.
Well, hey, good morning to you, Central Texas. Thank you so much for sticking around with us here for Texas Today on 6 Plus. I'm Michael Wilson.
And I am Jasmine Caldwell. One more hour with the crew. We are here with meteorologist Faith Colbert today, giving a check of the forecast for those who are just joining us on our 6 Plus app.
Yeah, so if you're just joining and you probably already head outside, you can see a little bit more sunshine, not as much rumbles or thunder or rain hitting the window. Yeah, it's good news, but we need to keep the faith in the forecast. Showers are still looming by. Yes, we're going to take a quick look outside. Here's our live look in Temple, 74 degrees. Lots of sunshine on the board here for us. But once again, still clouds are the story as we get into this afternoon. Winds out of the south at about 8 miles per hour sustained. Really expecting winds to be calm throughout the rest of our day. Satellite and radar is clear for most of the Lone Star State. As we head into this afternoon, we're really going to start to see that chance for a few of those isolated showers, sea breeze activity going. Afternoon, daytime heating will allow some of those showers to roll right on in. And I do think coverage is going to be best for our friends towards the southeastern part of the region. So, of course, that would be the opposite side of those who've been seeing the most rain these past couple of days. So it's going to be good for us to see that change in our activity. As you're heading out the door, temperature-wise, we'll see those temperatures rise up to the upper 80s. I don't think anyone really reaches the 90s today. And cloud coverage and those rain chances heading into the afternoon will really kind of influence that overall. We'll see some gloomy activity ahead with that decreased cloud coverage, but a few more chances for some sunshine will try to creep on through our forecast in our region the rest of the day. Now, once again, it's going to be warm. It's going to have that chance for a few of those showers today, tomorrow, but I think by Thursday, that's when things dry up a little bit more here for us. That's when we'll see temperatures rise back up to the mid-90s, but I do have another chance for a few more showers as we get into our Sunday forecast, more so Saturday night into Sunday morning. I'll have more details on to why that is in just a moment. Jasmine, Micah.
Thank you so much, Faith. Well, right now, the death toll continues to rise in the deadly floods that hit Texas. We know more than 100 people are now confirmed dead. So the bulk of the deaths are in Kerr County. At least 27 of those deaths are from Camp Mystic. That is a girls' Christian summer camp. The Kerr County Sheriff says that 28 children are a part of those deaths. Well, officials are warning that the death toll will continue to grow today, with many still missing. I want to get an update right now from NBC's Jay Gray, who is in Kerrville with more information.
5 days in, and the scope, the magnitude of what's happened here is so hard to comprehend.
This is unprecedented flood events.
With unprecedented consequences. A wall of water in some areas as high as 30 feet, ravaging everything in its path. The destruction stretching for miles across central Texas. Still, the biggest loss here is not fully known.
I need to tell my community and those families who are waiting, this will be a rough week.
More than 100 are dead. That number expected to grow, dozens still missing. Inside the Dieter Community Center, a place where seniors have gathered for more than 50 years, the water's been pushed out, equipment dried, wet carpet pulled up, and soaked sheetrock cut away. The director of the facility stressing it's just a building that can be repaired. Perspective that comes quickly when you see the recovery effort unfolding just outside your door.
They have had bodies yesterday, day before yesterday, right here, and right here in my backyard.
Like so many here, she has friends who are missing, others who've lost children.
We'll never be the same. We'll never ever forget this. It'll be close in our heart and in our mind and in our soul, but we will be strong.
A strength this community now leans on as the tragedy continues to unfold. Jay Gray, NBC News, Kerrville.
Well, new this morning, we are hearing from a Waco nonprofit who is starting a gift card drive to help Kerr County flood survivors.
Yeah, it's called the Midnight Hope Foundation. They say after talking with relief leaders on the ground, the {1} need right now is physical gift cards.
We do have Text Today reporter Brenton Coate, who is live from Waco Owl Company in Waco. Brandon, this company is going to have a place where you can drop off donations.
Yes, that is right, Micah. The nonprofit is looking for H-E-B, Walmart, and Visa cards like this to be donated to its drop-off box inside the brewery. Midnight Hope says these gift cards will help families rebuild after they lost so much from these floods. It will provide them the flexibility of buying what they exactly need from the grocery store. According to the nonprofit, donation and volunteer efforts have been overwhelming at times for leaders in Kerr County. And Midnight Hope says donating gift cards is the most effective way to support these survivors at this time. Now, if you are wanting to join in on these fundraising efforts here at the brewery, you gotta drop off these gift cards by 5 p.m. tomorrow evening. Then the brewing company will send these gift cards over to Kerr County. Live in Waco, Brandon Coate, KCN 6 News.
Okay, Brandon, thank you so much. A lot of people in our community trying to do their best to help out. Thank you. All right, so other businesses and community members are taking action to help the Kerr County flood victims. Happening today, Fabled Bookshop in Waco is donating 25% of their online and in-store sales to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country for Kerr County flood relief. So feel free to go buy some books or coffee today. Fabled Bookshop is located at 215 South 4th Street. The business is open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. today, 9 to 9.
Well, we also know that the city of Woodway is collecting donations as well. This week, you can drop off items to the Woodway Public Safety Department or the Woodway Family Center. Organizers are asking for drinks, hygiene items, stuffed animals, as well as coloring books for the kids. Plus, they're also looking for dog and cat food and much, much more. Take a look at your screen, take a photo if needed so you can know where to drop those off at.
Yeah, so right now the Future Farmers of America is stepping up to help the victims affected in Kerrville. That includes chapters from Crawford, Midway, Moody, and more. 6 News reporter Madison Palumbo stopped by a donation site in Valley Mills and shares how you can help.
And I believe that as Texas, as a state, we see each other as family, and you always help family.
Numerous FFA chapters in the Waco area came together. So one part of our FFA motto is living to serve, and this drive is just one way to put those words into action.
After the devastating floods, many in the Hill Country were left with nothing.
Like you come home to absolutely nothing, or your barn's being flooded, or your fields like you have nothing.
These chapters set up many donation sites, one being at Valley Mills High School for Monday and Thursday. The idea to do these drives came together as the aftermath hits close to home.
We know some people who go to camp, especially at that Camp Mystic, that was hit pretty rough.
That it takes a village, and for us to be dealing with this so close to home. We're only a couple hours from, them, so it's not too far. It was just on my heart and on our heart to be able to help those people out.
In Valley Mills for 6 News, I'm Addison Palumbo.
For donations, they are looking for cleaning supplies, bottled water, non-perishable items, and gift cards. FFA organizations will come together and take the donations down to Kerrville on Thursday.
Well, back here in Central Texas, we are dealing with some flash flooding. We were dealing with it yesterday. We know first responders saved a couple of people who were stuck in the floods. Yesterday afternoon, the McGregor Volunteer Fire Department rescued a man who was stuck in his car. Take a look at your screen. These are some photos from it. This all happened on Indian Trail near McGregor South Loop. They helped the man out of his car, and now he is safe. Meanwhile, the Waco Fire Department also rescued a person who was stranded on an island in the Middle Bosque River. Well, we want to take a look at some headlines from across the state right now.
Yeah, here's Ron Trevino with the latest from Houston.
Let's take a look at today's headlines from Houston. I'm Ron Trevino. In the Texas Hill Country, hundreds of law enforcement officers and volunteers are searching for those still missing following the deadly floods over the 4th of July weekend. This is already one of the country's deadliest flash flood events on record, and the area's 3rd deadly flash flood event in 50 years. On top of the devastating loss of life is the crippling economic impact. Dozens of homes and RVs and businesses and campsites all gone. And neighbors, including some from Houston, are stepping up.
Watch out! Lamps and shades along the Guadalupe River provided for the Russell family for 30 years.
You can't process because it's too much to process. There's too many things going on.
Which makes these neighbors lifesavers.
There's no words. I didn't even ask them to help. They're just helping me. It's the way it is. They're just doing it.
Carol Griffin says business owners along the river haven't worried about flooding like this for decades.
No, we had flooding, but it never even got to here. No.
It hasn't been anywhere near this bad since 1978. Stacy Robinson knows she was here camping. What do you remember about that flood?
I remember the flood looking like an ocean. It was crazy. You'd see cars going by. It was nuts. Wow. It was nuts. I've never seen anything like it.
How old were you at the time?
14.
This is Stacy's second home. Second to Houston.
Extracting water, cleaning up mud, power washing, moving inventory, whatever we can do to help.
And why are you doing that?
Because that's what we're supposed to do as a human being.
You have to cheer on and stand behind and support the ones that survived.
Jacob Rascone in the Hill Country. Fire crews from the Houston area are among the teams working around the clock, helping with different tasks assigned by the state and local first responders in these affected areas. Some of them are expected to be in Central Texas for weeks. Troy Kless spoke with some of those on the ground in Kerr County.
Following the Hill Country floods, there's nonstop work in this search and rescue operation. The U.S. Coast Guard airlifting people to safety over the weekend, one of many immediate tasks.
And then when you look at the areas that were hardest hit, like Kerr County, really the recovery effort is going to be tremendous.
On the phone is Montgomery County Fire Marshal Jimmy Williams. He and his crew in Travis and Williamson counties, which also experienced flooding.
This is our opportunity to give back to everyone that came and supported us when we've had wildfires or when we've had a hurricane.
Other teams called include the Texas National Guard, going through the wreckage at Camp Mystic. The agency says it has rescued over 500 people. Local first responders also include the Galveston Fire Department, assessing damage in Williamson County.
It's a very controlled chaos,
but they're actually doing a good job up there as far as the assessment goes and assisting with the other local responders.
A difficult job for firefighters and National Guardsmen. They are focused, but Williams says they are feeling pain for fellow Texans.
When you think about it as a parent, it's devastating. And there's some families that are changed forever. Oh, and it's going to change some first responders. I guarantee you it is.
Troy Kless reporting there. Donations are pouring in across the state to help those impacted by the flooding. Texas NBA teams, including our own Houston Rockets, have donated a combined $2 million to support immediate and long-term relief. Over the weekend, the Houston Texans, along with the Dallas Cowboys, came together with the NFL Foundation to pledge a combined $1.5 million. The Astros also announcing a $1 million donation to flood relief. The Astros, who've been on the road, are back home and speaking pregame about the devastation in their own state.
I want to, express my condolences for, the people in central Texas.
Happy for Houston, for the Astros that, we're able to donate that, but it's awful. I mean, feel for the families that are, going through some tough times with that.
The Astros also saying their foundation is launching a fan-based initiative beyond their initial investment to further support the relief efforts. The flooding has taken a toll, even for families not immediately impacted. Many parents have to explain this tragedy to their young children. Jalissa Garza spoke with a psychologist from Texas Children's Hospital. She has some tips.
As new details emerge and the reality of this disaster sets in, experts say it's important to consider how we talk to kids about what's happening. For younger children, especially those not directly impacted, it may be best to limit what they see or hear. But older kids and teens are likely already taking in this information, whether through social media or conversations around them. The images are devastating. Floodwaters sweeping through summer camps, homes lost, families still searching for loved ones. As this tragedy unfolds, mental health experts say parents should validate whatever their children are feeling.
There's no rule book for trauma or grief or responding to such a terrible situation. And so we should expect a number of different responses from an emotional standpoint, whether it's sadness or anger or grief, but also behaviorally, we might see extra clinginess or anxiety, not wanting to sleep alone.
Dr. Price with Texas Children's Hospital says limiting kids' exposure to coverage and sticking to routines can help them cope.
We also want to make sure that they know it's okay to engage in fun, pleasant, distracting activities. This isn't something that we need to be thinking about and talking about constantly. It's okay to do our hobbies, to go outside, to get in the swimming pool. In fact, it's really healthy to move our bodies and take care of them.
Texas Children's has trauma counseling available, including virtual options for families who need support. In the newsroom, Jalissa Garza, KHOU 11 News.
And those are your Houston headlines. I'm Ron Trevino.
All right, thanks, Ron. Well, we are about to take a short break, but right now we do want to take a moment tonight to reflect on the recent tragedy,
as well as all the communities impacted and families forever changed.
Lives lost, homes destroyed. 6 News cares about the lives devastated across Central Texas. Scan the QR code. Donate to our Tegna Texas Flood Relief Fund. Your dollars go directly to flood victims who need help now.
right, well, good morning. I'm Jasmine Caldwell.
And I'm Micah Wilson here with your 6 News update. Businesses and community members across Central Texas are taking action.
Yeah, all to help the Kerr County flood victims. So happening today, Fabled Bookshop in Waco is donating 25% of their online and in-store sales to the community. Now, Foundation of the Texas Hill Country for Kerr County flood relief. So feel free to go buy some food or coffee and stop by the shop. They're open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
And with the more rain in the forecast, San Saba County is warning you to not let your guard down. So the county judge says that there's potential for more rain through Wednesday, and the San Saba River might rise to 24 feet overnight. So they are asking you to stay weather aware, and San Saba County Sheriff's Office is reminding you not to burn any debris or take it to local landfills because that can cause environmental hazards.
Well, hey there, Central Texas. Good morning to you. Thanks for sticking around and joining us on our 6 Plus app. And we are also streaming on YouTube this morning. So welcome to you.
Yep, Jasmine Caldwell here with Micah Wilson. And let's send it over to meteorologist Faith Colbert, because the big question that people want to know, there was a lot of rain the past few days. Is it going to rain later on today? Thankfully, right now, it's looking dry but cloudy.
Yeah, it's still going to be partly cloudy, and I do think we do have another chance for rain in the forecast. Biggest thing is that I don't think that the rain that we've seen these past couple of days, that it's going to fall in that same area. So that's pretty good to give some of our friends a break from all the moisture. 74 degrees right now to start our Tuesday morning. Gulf winds out of the south at about 7 miles per hour. That's really going to be the case for us as we head throughout the rest of our day. Calm winds, sustained winds, really not topping out near 10 miles per hour. As we see temperatures across the board, a little bit cooler for our friends further west, 73 for our friends up in Comanche, 75 for our friends over in Centerville. Here's a look at that sideline of radar. A few of those showers getting going just east of our friends in Houston, making its way into Louisiana. Lone Star State, we're fairly quiet. A few isolated showers for our friends down in the Corpus Christi region. But as of right now, once again, we are quiet here in Central Texas. We are watching a nearby area of low pressure. That is going to be one of the reasons why we'll see rain chances still relatively nearby in the forecast here for us, as well as that increased moisture continuing to move in from the Gulf, continuing to move in those south winds. That's going to allow us to see those isolated sea breeze showers to be possible as we head into this afternoon. Just comparing some of those rain totals that we've seen just yesterday alone. Of course, we've had rain the past couple of days, but just yesterday alone, our friends over in Copper's Cove, you guys saw the most amount of rain. Nearly 3 inches of rain was recorded, so lots of moisture was in the region here for us. Friends over in the Burnett County, you guys saw just a little bit over 2 inches, as well as our friends over in Waco as well. So once again, rain totals a little bit on that higher end as we head into the rest of our week, heading into the rest of the next couple of days here for us. An area of high pressure that's going to help to build in, and that's going to help to dry out these rain chances that we still see present in our forecast. So as we get into Thursday, Friday, it's looking a lot more sunshine, a lot more warmer weather as we see once again that high pressure dry out the rain chances. Still think we keep some of those rain chances into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Into Thursday and Friday, a little bit more sunshine. That's when you see those 90s appear back into the forecast here for us as well. Partly cloudy skies as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Isolated showers for us on Sunday, so as you're heading off to church, maybe just grab a light umbrella or two, but I think the best chances are going to be more so Saturday evening into pre-dawn early Sunday morning. So that's the biggest thing to keep in mind. Of course, you're streaming this right now on our 6 Plus News app, but you can always keep an eye on our future forecasts straight here on the 6 Plus News app. Jasmine, Micah.
Thank you so much, Faith. Well, right now, the death toll continues to rise in the deadly floods that hit Texas. We know more than 100 people are now confirmed dead. So the bulk of the deaths are in Kerr County, where at least 27 of those deaths are from Camp Mystic. That is a girls' Christian summer camp. The Kerr County Sheriff's Office says that 28 children are among those who were killed. Well, we've been getting some questions about the National Weather Service's response to the floods.
Yeah, right now the National Weather Service is saying its Central Texas office was prepared, but understaffed offices may not be. Scott Friedman investigates.
The deadly storm that swept through the Texas Hill Country, shining a light on the critical role of National Weather Service forecasters, called on to issue alerts when every minute counts. As NBC5 Investigates reported, Weather Service records show forecasters warned of flooding 12 hours before the storm and then issued more urgent warnings in the early morning hours before the Guadalupe River reached flood stage. The union representing forecasters saying Weather Service offices in Central Texas were prepared.
The staffing that we had in both San Angelo and San Antonio offices, we had adequate amount of staff to get out the alerts and warnings to the public.
But union officials say if flooding happened in other cities across the country, some Weather Service offices might not be adequately staffed. In Texas, the union says 30% of jobs at the Weather Service office in Houston are vacant. They say the Fort Worth office that covers the DFW area is better staffed, but still has 3 vacant forecaster positions, according to union officials. The union fears forecasters working long hours to cover extra shifts can lead to burnout, especially during the dangerous summer storm season.
They are tired. People are tired. People, they need to get a break.
Forecasters have complained about staffing shortages for years. In fact, 10 years ago, NBC5 Investigates reported there were about 500 vacant frontline forecaster positions at Weather Service offices nationwide due to budget cuts and periodic hiring freezes. But the union says the situation became more critical this year when they say about 600 staffers left the agency. About 100 probationary employees were laid off in Trump administration cuts, the union says, and hundreds of workers took early retirement offers.
That's 600 less people working to help keep you safe every day.
In a statement to NBC5 Investigates, a National Weather Service spokesperson said the agency plans to hire additional forecasters soon, saying a targeted number of permanent mission-critical field positions will soon be advertised in the coming weeks. The agency said it's also temporarily assigning employees to offices with the greatest staffing needs, but a spokesperson did not respond to questions about specific staffing numbers. In recent days, the Weather Service has said warnings it issued in the Central Texas floods provided hours of lead time. But questions remain about whether those warnings reached victims in an area with sometimes spotty cell phone coverage and no local warning siren system. Senator Ted Cruz saying today he wants an assessment of how to better warn in the future.
There will be another flood, there will be another disaster. But next time there's a flood, I hope we have in place processes to remove especially the most vulnerable from harm's way.
The Forecasters Union agrees.
We do need to have some type of national assessment on this.
Hoping more research and more trained eyes on the sky can help the next city in the path of disaster.
Well, new this morning, we are hearing from a Waco nonprofit who is starting a gift card drive to help out Kerr County flood survivors.
Yeah, it's called the Midnight Hope Foundation, and they say after talking with relief leaders on the ground, the #1 need right now is physical gift cards.
So we do have Texas Today reporter Brendan Coates, who is alive in Waco this morning. Brendan, tell us about where donations can be dropped off to help out.
Hey, Mike and Jasmine. I'm over here at the Waco Ale Company, and it's a brewery here in downtown. The nonprofit and the brewery are teaming up, and it's looking for Visa gift cards like this one or H-E-B and Walmart gift cards to really help these families out. Midnight Hope says that these gift cards will help these families rebuild after they lost so much due to these floods. It will provide them the flexibility of buying what they exactly need from the grocery store. According to the nonprofit, donation and volunteer efforts have been overwhelming at times for leaders in Kerr County. And Midnight Hope says donating gift cards is the most effective way to support these survivors at this time. The brewery will be accepting gift cards until tomorrow evening at 5. It will then send the gift cards over to Kerr County Thursday morning. Live in Waco, Brandon Coe, KCN 6 News.
All right, Brendan, thank you.
Well, let's move on to this now. Veterans in Central Texas are also helping out the Kerrville community.
Yeah, the Salado VFW put out a call for donations, and the community responded in a big way. 6 News anchor Adriana Alexander has more on their heart to help.
A big heart, and it's true.
Veterans come together to help one another.
They need help, and it's just something we Texans do.
Salado VFW Commander Minnie Weitzel said her post got a call from a VFW post near Kerrville needing donations.
We had another VFW post in Canyon Lake that was asking for assistance. So I called some of my officers and asked, hey, are you willing to, set up a drop-off point for a couple of days so we can collect donations to take to the, flood victims? And they all said yes.
The VFW then made a post about it on social media, and almost immediately, donations like toiletries, cleaning supplies, and clothing poured in from Central Texans. The VFW's drop-off location was in Salado downtown at Barrel Brewing.
People did not stop dropping off donations. So we had my vehicle, another truck that's completely full, and 7 boxes that we were not able to load anywhere.
And one Salado family decided to haul all of the supplies in their trailer.
We've been monitoring this ever since the rain started on Friday. Wake up Friday morning to hear what they were dealing with Thursday night into it, and then, as the stories started to come in even more, these people need some help.
The VFW encourages everyone to help where they can, no matter how big or small. They say it'll make a difference.
Us veterans, we all like to work together, come together as a team.
So that was Adriana Alexander reporting. Now, the Salado VFW does expect for hundreds of donations that they receive to arrive in Kerrville by tomorrow.
So right now, the Future Farmers of America is stepping up to help the victims affected in Kerrville. And that includes chapters from Crawford, Midway, Moody, and more. 6 News reporter Madison Palumbo stopped by a donation site in Valley Mills and shares how you can help.
And I believe that as Texas, as a state, we see each other as family, and you always help family.
Numerous FFA chapters in the Waco area came together.
So one part of our FFA motto is living to serve, and this drive is just one way to put those words into action.
After the devastating floods, many in the Hill Country were left with nothing.
Like, you come home to absolutely nothing, or your barn's being flooded, or your fields, like you have nothing.
These chapters set up many donation sites, one being at Valley Mills High School for Monday and Thursday. The idea to do these drives came together as the aftermath hits close to home.
We know some people who go to camp, especially at that Camp Mystic, that was hit pretty rough.
That it takes a village, and for us to be dealing with this so close to home. We're only a couple hours from, them, so it's not too far. It was just on my heart and on our heart to be able to help those people out.
In Valley Mills for 6 News, I'm Madison Palumbo.
Okay, thank you, Madison. So for donations, they are looking for cleaning supplies, bottled water, non-perishable food items, and gift cards. FFA organizations will come together and take the donations down to Kerrville on Thursday. All right, so let's see some of the top stories from across the state.
So Brendan Gurley has what's going on in East Texas.
Hi, I'm Brendan Gurley, and here's what's making headlines across East Texas. Kirk County officials confirmed Monday night that the death toll is over 100, including adults and children, following the deadly flash floods. Those floods initially hit the hill country around 4 a.m. on Friday, causing massive damage and leading to search and rescue efforts across the region. As families rush to Kirk County, desperately searching for their missing loved ones, one woman is holding on to hope that her father and stepmother are still alive. CBS 19's Ayanna Aird shares her story.
And I do know, though, like, if my dad knew that there was a flood, this capacity coming, he would not be down there at that campground that night.
Kirk County officials confirmed more victims have been recovered as search efforts continue. Among the missing are Jamie Barrett's father, Richard Paygard, his wife, Carol Andrews, and their dog, Poppy.
I don't know how many times I tried to call the Red Cross and the Sheriff's Department on Friday, and posting everywhere on Facebook and doing everything I can to get out there and get more information also on just like how to find them.
The couple sold their home in East Texas and moved to the HTR Texas Hill Country campgrounds, one of the hardest hit areas by the floods.
Just to kind of imagine maybe what my father went through. Like, I know he's a really strong man and not scared of anything. Even any type of body of water. Like, when I was growing up, he was a surfer. So, getting pulled under and stuff like that, that's nothing he can not manage.
Flood waters surged rapidly, rising 26 feet on the Guadalupe River in just 45 minutes. Jamie believes her father's instinct was protecting his wife, Carol, on top of helping others.
Trying to imagine where they are right now and hoping that there's somewhere still, we can still find them safe and alive is something I'm trying to cling to right now, but also trying to go down the worst case scenario for our family as well. It's just,
now Jamie and her family are focused on searching for their loved ones and their dog.
I'm still trying to remain very hopeful.
In a press conference Monday morning, Senator Ted Cruz delivered remarks on the tragic situation. He says Texas always comes together in the times of need.
Search and rescue is the first stage, but the process of coming together and rebuilding is going to take longer.
I just hope that there's some happy stories coming out of this and some happy endings.
I'm Ayanna Aird, CBS 19.
And questions are now being raised about the speed of the initial emergency response and the overall preparedness of local officials. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz visited the area, meeting with grieving families and calling the tragedy one that has shaken the entire state.
This is an unspeakable tragedy that has touched Texans across our great state, but we will come through this because we'll come together and we will help each other come through this.
Senator Cruz says he's been in contact with both local leaders and President Trump, who assured him that Texas will have everything it needs for search efforts and the recovery ahead. An East Texas ministry is stepping up to support survivors. Patrick Johnson with J-Star Ministries loaded up donations in Tyler on Sunday. Supplies collected from local churches, organizations, and neighbors across East Texas. Monday morning, he was on the road to Kerrville, delivering those essentials to families impacted by the disaster. One of his stops, Ingram Elementary, where he dropped off toiletries, food, and water. Johnson says the response from the community was heartfelt and the gratitude was overwhelming.
And it's a great feeling, but it's also motivation. And it lets you know that you're making a difference. I always talk about being mad, but East Texas, I don't say we really are making a difference in the lives of the people down here at such a critical, point in time in their life or whatever. And so for that, I'm truly grateful.
Neighbors helping neighbors. Johnson says he plans to return in a week with even more donations. For decades, Kirk County's Camp Mystic has changed the lives of young women in the Lone Star State, providing girls with lifelong friends and role models. CBS 19's Will Riddell spoke to an East Texan who's been attending the camp for years and witnessed the devastating impacts of the flood firsthand.
Lily Langston saw the destruction up close. She's the activities director at Camp Mystic's Cypress Lake Camp, which sits on higher ground than the Guadalupe side, where campers were forced to flee.
They were all soaking wet. They'd been awake since 1 a.m. Most of them had floated and swam out of their cabins to higher ground, and they came over still in their PJs, some of them clutching stuffed animals, some of them not, barefoot, muddy, soaking wet, freezing, starving.
In a matter of hours, a place known for laughter and tradition turned into a scene of survival.
We had babies that were climbing up to the hillsides to different places. They were climbing up barefoot. We had girls floating on mattresses, just trying to get to safety.
The floodwaters took a heavy toll, with Camp Mystic publicly mourning the loss of campers and counselors after the Guadalupe River rose swiftly.
When we get campers, they become our babies. Like, most of the time, you'll see counselors on closing day sobbing because for the month, for the 2 weeks, for the month, for however long those kids are staying, those are our kids.
Langston's ties to Camp Mystic run deep, as this was her 11th summer there, 8 of those summers spent on the Guadalupe camp.
I know that that place has changed the lives of so many women throughout the years, including my life.
Now, Langston is uncertain of the camp's future, but she's hoping it will someday continue to impact the young women of Texas.
They started this camp in the middle of the Great Depression. Like, if there is any place that can bounce back from this, it is Camp Mystic. We're just working on getting through what we can get through and praying for the best for everyone.
Reporting for CBS 19, I'm Will Riddell.
That's a wrap of your East Texas headlines. I'm Brennan Gurley.
All right, thank you so much. So in South Texas, a man is dead after exchanging fire with Border Patrol agents. So reporter Kathy Park shares more.
A Border Patrol facility in McAllen, Texas on high alert after a shooter armed with a rifle opened fire.
We received a call in McAllen PD at about 5:50 this morning of a person basically assaulting and attacking the federal building.
Officials say federal agents fired back and helped neutralize the shooter. During the deadly exchange, the McAllen police chief saying an officer was injured.
There were many dozens of rounds fired by the suspect towards the building and towards agents in that building.
Authorities identifying the suspect as 27-year-old Ryan Lewis Mosqueda, who they say had other weapons and more ammunition. The police chief said Mosqueda was reported missing this morning near McAllen, later arriving in a vehicle with Michigan license plates, which also displayed a spray-painted Latin phrase, Cordis Die, or Day of the Heart.
When someone drives onto a parking lot and opens fire, there is some premeditation involved, as far as I'm concerned.
Near McAllen, Weslaco police say they stopped Mosqueda's father for a traffic violation just before 4 a.m., who claimed his son, Ryan Mosqueda, was missing and had a mental deficiency. Police say no documentation was provided to support that claim. His father also telling authorities Ryan Mosqueda had weapons in his vehicle. Officials assuring the public there's no longer an active threat, but growing questions tonight about the suspect's possible motive and if anyone else may have been involved in the attack. Kathy Park, NBC News.
Where your time now is just about 7:50, excuse me. Let's get you to the 6 News update on an injured dog taken from a Killeen home. So Killeen police arrested 45-year-old Jeffrey Ignacio. Here he is on your screen. He has a felony charge on animal cruelty in connection to the case. So Dubs, the dog, who is now renamed Cyrus, was rescued from a home and has severe injuries. This is a look at Cyrus. Medical bills for Cyrus are already at $6,000. Well, the nonprofit Jack Jack's PAC is raising funds to help cover the cost. Meanwhile, Ignacio, he has a $100,000 bond. Right now, he is waiting to be sent to the Bell County Jail.
Well, this just in, some new research is suggesting children's health in the United States is on the decline. So the research shows continued deterioration among youth over the last 2 decades, with kids becoming more likely to develop chronic conditions. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows increased rates of obesity, anxiety, depression, and other health issues. It also shows that American children born between 2007 and 2022 are nearly 2 times more likely to die than kids in other high-income countries. Well, experts who reviewed the study say recent actions by the Trump administration to cut certain health funding and research is unlikely to reverse the trend.
All right, we're going to move on to some travel news. If you're planning on flying anytime soon, you need to listen up. This is actually some good news. So going through airport security, it might get a little easier. That's because passengers at select airports will no longer have to remove their shoes at security checkpoints. So a memo was sent out to TSA officers last week stating that the new policy will allow passengers to keep their shoes on in all screening lanes across the country. Some of those airports include Baltimore, Washington International, as well as Fort Lauderdale International, Portland's Airport, Philadelphia's, as well as the Piedmont Triad International Airport in North Carolina, But listen to this. If you trigger the alarm at the scanners, you will be required to take off your shoes for any additional screenings. That should just come with you. You should know at this point that that's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to speed up the lines, but I wonder, I really want to know, dig deep and learn a little bit more about why they decided to do that.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't list the Texas location, so
yeah, they sure did.
We still got to thug it out here. All right, cue that theme music. If you are waking up and it is your birthday, we would like to wish you a very happy one. So here are a few people celebrating today. I want to say happy belated birthday to Brielle Rodriguez. So she turned 10 years old yesterday. Brielle, your mom, dad, sister, and brothers all said that they love you so much. They love you as much as we love that strawberry shirt that you got on. And happy big birthday to Justin Summerford. And now he turned 34 years old. Justin, we know that Kaylee, that's my alarm going off. Kaylee, Logan, and Maddie all say that they love you and they appreciate you for everything that they do for you. Turn up on a Tuesday. Why not? To celebrate your birthday with us right here on the show, just send us an email with your name, age, photo, and birth date to text us today at kcentv.com. As always, let me know how to pronounce it.
All right, so let's send things over to meteorologist Faith Cobra, who has a final check of your weather this hour. Hey, Faith.
Yeah, hey, Jasmine. I'm excited that we're getting a little bit more sunshine today. That's what I'm most excited about. We will still have that chance for some partly cloudy skies into the afternoon, and even that chance for a few afternoon sea breeze showers as well. Temperature-wise, I think we're going to hang out around the upper 80s as far as those afternoon high temperatures are concerned. Here's a look at that future cast. Once again, attracting most of that shower and activity is going to be for areas further south, further southeast of the region, as this rain is going to be influenced by that southeasterly sea breeze showers. That's what we're going to be watching and paying close eye attention to. Some of these showers will be on that light to moderate rainfall, but some of them could also produce some of these isolated thunderstorms as well as we head into this evening. Going into overnight hours, into tomorrow morning, fairly quiet, but there's still another chance we get a few more of those isolated few sprinkles and showers into the morning hours. Wake up tomorrow morning with mid-70s on the board. Tomorrow afternoon, another round of those isolated afternoon sea breeze showers are going to be possible. Not as much activity as far as isolated thunderstorms, but I do think it's a little bit more widespread. So certain areas, once again, could still see that chance for a few more of those few sprinkles to go into our Wednesday afternoon. Either way, as we get into Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, I think most of the other rain chances that we'll have lingering the rest of the week seems to be a little bit further towards the east here for us. That's going to be the biggest thing in our forecast. Once again, rain not completely out of the forecast here for us, still dealing with those low isolated chances of showers. And of course, you can catch my full forecast right here on our 6 Plus app, where you can have more details as far as what the weekend is looking like and going into the new week ahead. Jasmine, Micah.
All right, thank you so much, Faith. Well, we are going to be back after this break.
Lives lost, homes destroyed. 6 News cares about the lives devastated across Central Texas. Scan the QR code. Donate to our Tegna Texas Flood Relief Fund. Your dollars go directly to flood victims who need help now.
Hey there, your time now is 7:57. Time for your 6 News update. I'm Michael Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday, flash floods caused multiple water rescues in McLennan County. Crews had to rescue a man in McGregor. Take a look at your screen. So this is what happened. He got stuck in the high water, and the McGregor Volunteer Fire Department says that just before 1 yesterday, they had to help him out of his car. This happened on Indian Trail near McGregor South Loop. Meanwhile, the Waco Fire Department also rescued a person that was stranded in an island in Bosque County. Well, right now, a Killeen dog owner is in custody. He is facing a felony charge of animal cruelty. So 45-year-old Jeffrey Ignacio was arrested in connection to Dubs the dog. Now, Dubs was rescued Saturday night. He had severe injuries. His medical bills are already past $6,000. The nonprofit Jack's PAC is raising money to help out. Meanwhile, Ignacio has a $100,000 bond. Right now, he is waiting to be sent on to the Bell County Jail.